Hello everyone, my name is David, and today I want to share something that is very close to my heart. It's about reading. I know, sometimes reading can feel like a chore, but let me tell you a little secret. Books, they are like magical doors. Every time you open one, you step into a new world. Isn't that amazing? When I was younger, I didn't really like reading. It felt boring and slow. But one day I picked up a storybook by chance and everything changed. I started to feel emotions I didn't know I had. My heart raced with excitement, and sometimes I even cried. It was like I was living many lives through the pages. It felt so real. Writing helps us grow in ways we cannot imagine. It makes us kinder because we see the world through other people's eyes. We become wiser because we learn from their mistakes. And we become dreamers because books show us the beauty of imagination. Have you ever been scared or sad, and you didn't know how to express it? Books give us words for those feelings. They help us understand that we are not alone, that others have felt the same way, and they survived. One of the biggest gifts reading gives us is time. Time to slow down and think. We live in such a fast world, don't we? Everything is rush, 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 rush. But when you read, time stops. You are in the moment. Just you and the story. That's something really special. Now, here's a little tip: you don't have to start with big books or difficult words. Find something small, something that excites you. Maybe a funny story or a short mystery. The key is to enjoy it. Don't force yourself. Let the story come to you. Another thing I've learned is that reading can help us in our lives, whether it's at school, at work, or just understanding the world around us. Books are full of knowledge. The more you read, the more you know. Sometimes we all feel like we are stuck, like nothing is going right. When that happens, pick up a book. You might just find the answer to your problem hidden in those pages, or at least you'll find comfort. Reading also helps us become better people. It makes us more thoughtful and kind. It teaches us to listen and understand others. It makes the world feel a little bit smaller and warmer. So, my dear friends, if you haven't already, I encourage you to pick up a book today. Start with something light and easy. Let the words take you away. Trust me, you will find a new part of yourself in the pages. And remember, every book is a journey. A journey to a place you've never been before. Don't you want to see where it will take you? When I think about the first time I truly fell in love with a book, I remember the feeling of excitement. It wasn't just about the words on the page. It was about the way those words danced in my mind, creating images, sounds, and feelings. I could feel the warmth of the sun in a distant land, hear the whispers of the wind in a forest, and even taste the fear or joy of the characters. Books have a way of doing that. They don't just tell you a story, they make you a part of it. You become the hero, the adventurer, the dreamer. And the best part, you don't need to leave your room to explore the whole world. Isn't that beautiful? Reading has also taught me patience. We live in a time where everything is instant. We can watch a movie in 2 hours or listen to a story in minutes. But books, they ask you to slow down. They ask for your time, your attention. In return, they give you depth, understanding, and a special kind of magic that movies or quick stories can't offer. Let me tell you, There is no greater feeling than turning the last page of a book and realizing you've been on an incredible journey. It's like you've climbed a mountain, and now, standing at the top, you can look back at how far you've come. The characters you've met, the lessons you've learned, they stay with you forever. It's almost like you've lived a second life, isn't it? Here's another tip: don't be afraid to read books that challenge you. Sometimes, a story might feel a little hard to understand at first, or maybe the words seem too difficult. But trust me, those are the books that will help you grow the most. Every difficult word you learn, every complex idea you understand, it's like adding another piece to the puzzle of who you are. When I was younger, I didn't realize how powerful books could be. But now, when I look back, I see that reading has shaped me into the person I am today. It has taught me to be brave when I'm scared, to be kind when I'm angry, and to keep going when I feel like giving up. Books, in their quiet way, teach us life's greatest lessons. Have you ever noticed how time seems to disappear when you're lost in a good book? Hours can go by, and you don't even realize it. That's the magic of reading. It pulls you into a different world, and for a little while nothing else matters. It's just you and the story, hand in hand, walking through a world that's full of wonder. But reading isn't just about escaping. It's also about discovering. You discover new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new parts of yourself. Sometimes a single sentence in a book can change the way you see the world forever. You might read something and think, "Wow, I never thought of it that way before." That's the power of words. Let me give you another little tip: read with your heart, not just your eyes. What do I mean by that? Well, when you read, try to feel the emotions of the characters. Put yourself in their shoes. Feel their joy, their pain, their love. When you do that, the story becomes real. It becomes a part of you. Now, I know that not everyone loves reading right away, and that's okay. Sometimes it takes time to find the right book. The key is to keep trying. There is a book out there for everyone. Maybe you'll love stories about far-off galaxies and space adventures. Or maybe you'll prefer tales of friendship and love in a small town. Whatever it is, I promise you, there's a book waiting for you. Do you know what else reading does? It connects us. Even if we live in different countries or speak different languages, when we read the same book, we share the same experience. We laugh at the same jokes, cry at the same moments, and feel the same emotions. It's like a bridge that brings people together, no matter where they are in the world. One of the best things about books is that they can be a source of comfort. Have you ever had a tough day where everything seemed to go wrong? On days like that, I like to curl up with a good book. It's like the words on the page wrap around me like a warm blanket, reminding me that everything will be okay. Books have the power to heal, to offer hope when we need it most. And the more you read, the more confident you become. You start to understand things better, to see the world with wiser eyes. You begin to speak with more clarity because books give you the words you need. They make your mind sharper and your thoughts clearer. Remember, this reading isn't a race. It's a journey. You don't have to rush through a book to get to the end. Take your time. Enjoy each page, each sentence. Let the words sink in and touch your heart. That's where the real magic happens. And finally, let me leave you with this thought. Every book you read is like planting a seed in your mind. Some seeds grow into knowledge, some into wisdom, and others into dreams. One day you'll look back and see that your mind has blossomed into a beautiful garden of ideas and imagination, all because you chose to read. So, my dear friends, don't miss out on the magic. Pick up a book and let it take you to places you've never been before. You'll be surprised at how much you can discover, not just about the world, but about yourself. As I continue to think about why reading is so important, one thing becomes clear: reading is not just about words on a page. It's about opening your mind and your heart to new possibilities. Every time you read, you expand your world a little bit more. You gain new experiences, new perspectives, and new ideas. Isn't that amazing? Books are also incredibly personal. Have you ever read a book and felt like it was written just for you? Like the author somehow knew exactly what you were feeling or going through? That's one of the most special things about reading. You can find pieces of yourself in the stories of others. And sometimes that's exactly what we need to feel: seen, understood, and not so alone. When I was going through a tough time in my life, I turned to books for comfort. I didn't know what else to do, but I knew that somewhere, in the pages of a story, I could find a little bit of peace. And I did. I found characters who felt like friends, who struggled just like me, and who, in their own way, helped me find the strength to keep going. That's the power of reading. It can be a lifeline when you feel lost. Let me give you another tip: don't be afraid to explore different genres. You might think you only like one type of book, like mysteries or romance, but there's a whole world of stories out there waiting for you. Try something new every once in a while. You might just discover a new favorite. Sometimes the book you didn't expect to love turns out to be the one that changes you the most. And here's something else I've learned: reading helps us become more empathetic. When you read about the struggles of others, you begin to understand their pain, their hopes, and their dreams. It teaches you to be kinder, more compassionate, and more open-hearted. You learn that everyone has a story, and every story deserves to be heard. Reading helps us connect to others in ways we might never have imagined. Think about it: when you read a book, you are stepping into someone else's shoes. You see the world through their eyes, and in doing so, you gain a deeper understanding of the human experience. Whether it's a character from a faraway land or someone living in your own town, reading allows you to walk in their footsteps. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Books also teach us to be curious. Have you ever read something that sparked your imagination? Maybe it was a fact you didn't know or a story that made you wonder. What if that's the beauty of reading? It opens your mind to questions, to possibilities, and to the wonders of the world. It makes you want to learn more, to dig deeper, and to keep searching for answers. One of the most magical things about books is that they can take you anywhere. You could be sitting in your room, but in your mind you're on a grand adventure, climbing mountains, sailing across oceans, or even traveling to distant planets. The best part: there are no limits. Your imagination can take you as far as you want to go. And reading is not just about escaping reality. It's also about understanding it better. Books teach us about history, science, culture, and the world around us. They give us the tools to navigate life with more wisdom and understanding. Every time you read, you're adding to your knowledge. You're becoming a little bit wiser, a little bit more prepared for whatever life throws your way. Another tip I'd love to share with you: don't be afraid to reread books you love. Sometimes we feel like we always have to move on to the next new thing. But there's something truly special about returning to a story that touched your heart. You might discover new layers, new meanings, or simply enjoy the comfort of familiar words. Books are like old friends, always there when you need them, ready to offer the same warmth and wisdom, no matter how many times you visit. Do you know what else reading does? It inspires us to dream. When you read about characters who overcome challenges, who find their way through darkness, it gives you hope. It makes you believe that maybe, just maybe, you can do the same. Books remind us that no matter how hard life gets, there's always a way forward. There's always hope. Sometimes, when I finish a really good book, I just sit there for a moment, letting it all sink in. It's like I've been on a journey, and now, as I close the book, I'm left with a feeling of wonder. I feel a little bit different, a little bit changed. That's the magic of reading. It leaves a mark on you, a quiet, gentle reminder that you are capable of more than you know. I want to share another thought with you. Books teach us to appreciate the small moments in life. Sometimes in a story, it's not the big, dramatic events that matter the most. It's the quiet conversations, the simple acts of kindness, the moments of stillness. Reading helps us see the beauty in those small moments in our own lives. It teaches us to slow down, to pay attention, and to appreciate the world around us. And you know what else? Reading helps us face our fears. Have you ever been afraid of something, and then read about a character who is going through the same thing? It can be so comforting to see that you're not alone in your struggles. And sometimes, seeing how the character faces their fears gives you the courage to face your own. Here's a final tip: always have a book with you. You never know when you'll have a few spare moments to read. It could be on a bus ride, during a lunch break, or right before bed. Those little moments can add up to something really special. And every time you read, you're building a habit that will enrich your life in ways you can't even imagine. So, as I come to the end of this speech, I want to remind you of one simple thing: reading is a gift. It's a gift you give to yourself. A gift of knowledge, of imagination, of empathy, and of growth. It's a gift that keeps giving every time you turn a page. And remember, books are always there for you. They don't ask for much, just a little bit of your time and attention. In return, they offer you the world. So why not pick up a book today? You never know what incredible journey is waiting for you inside those pages. As you read, let yourself get lost in the story. Let the words carry you away. And when you finish, take a moment to reflect on how far you've traveled, not just through the pages, but in your own heart and mind. Reading is more than just a pastime. It's a way of life, a way of growing, and a way of connecting with the world and with yourself. So go ahead, turn the page, and see where the story takes you. I promise, you won't regret it. Thank you.